What gave you the idea for this?
I read Tom Brokaw's book. That's what it was. Remember that book?
No.
The Greatest Generation. Tom Brokaw, he's this news anchor guy on Channel 2.
I know, yeah.
He wrote a book called The Greatest Generation, talking about veterans of the Second World War and how they won the Second War. You know, that was a great generation. Naturally, these folks are Second World War. I try to concentrate on Second World War, but any veteran. So these guys are dying. Being something of an amateur historian, I guess I've just done a lot of reading. And I thought we could preserve their story. It'd be good for their descendants, and it'd be good for us. It'd be a way of kind of thanking them, thanking veterans for what they've done, and a way to keep the faith and that kind of stuff. There we are. I've been at it for 2 years. And what's your real name?
James, first name. Middle initials are Greenhill.
Get that any time. I don't find it. Okay. People call you Jim? Keep that with your stuff. And when the people find that 100 years from now with the documents and everything that you have, and they'll know to go down at the Portsmouth Public Library and look at you. Okay? What's your middle name?
Ronald. Oh, it's Rastus.
What is it?
That's Ronald, but I was saying, what's that R stand for? That's the Rastus.
Okay, Jim, when were you born?
January the 8th, 1935.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. I always like to get a genealogical line, if you don't mind, because I know that when people do watch this, they like to see. There'll be a lot of genealogists and that sort of thing. What's your parents' name?
Arlie. Arlie Greenhill.
Arlie?
A-R-L-I, Arlie.
Arlie.
Arlie Greenhill.
Okay. What was your mother's name?
Viola. Her maiden name is Segraves.
Segraves. Okay. Are they both from this area?
Kentucky.
Okay. What area in Kentucky?
Elliott and Carter County.
Okay. And Arlie, what were his parents' names? Didn't know there'd be a test, did you?
William Greenhill.
And
Mary.
Okay. The name pops into your mind here later. Just go ahead and blurt it out. And now your mother's parents' names.
Which type of genealogy did you get here?
Do you have a genealogical tree?
Yeah.
Has somebody worked that up and done that for you? Okay. Where would that be found?
Well, right now it's a house.
Okay, at your house. How far back do you go?
All the way back to, on my mother's side, I go all the way back to my great-grandfather who came on the Greenhill side, who came here from England. On my mother's side, I go back to Henry Clay.
Henry Clay?
The orator.
Okay, is that a descendant, or you're a descendant of Henry?
Right.
Clay? Okay.
And Honor Burnside was his wife. She was a full-blooded Indian.
Okay. So somebody could find that genealogical tree at your house. And what is your house? What is your address?
1052 Knoll Drive.
1052 Knoll? Is that N-O-E-L?
N-O-E-L.
Right, and that's in Portsmouth, Ohio. I might say now that we are interviewing at your place of work here.
Right.
And what is your position, and where are we here?
I'm the Executive Director, CEO of Goodwill Industries of Southern Ohio.
Okay. And what is the address of this place?
This is 1910 Robinson Avenue, Portsmouth, Ohio.
Now, are you married, single, divorced, widowed, separated, all the above?
I'm married.
Okay. And what is your wife's name?
Linda J. Greenhill.
What's her maiden name?
English.
What? Her last name is English?
Yeah, it was. Maiden name was English.
Okay. Do you know her parents' name?
No. Okay. No, that's
okay. Now, do you have children?
Yes.
How many and what do you have?
I have one deceased son, James R. Greenhill III,
okay,
who died last year. I have one daughter, Vicky, who is got senior mother, who she married now.
What was that guy's name?
What's that fella's name? She lives in Rochester, New York.
Well, he's no good for her anyway, right?
Yeah, we never approved of who our children married.
Okay.
Then I have a daughter, Crystal Elaine Morgan. She lives here in Portsmouth.
Okay.
And a son, J.R. Greenhill, who lives here in Portsmouth.
Now, did James have any children?
Yes. There's a lot back to that. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember.
So you are a grandfather?
Oh, yeah. I'm probably a great-grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a few more questions. How much education do you have, Jim?
I have graduated from high school and attended college.
Okay. What college did you?
University of Tennessee.
Okay.
And business administration.
Did what? In business administration? Okay. You have a bachelor's degree?
No, just an associate.
Okay. And now, did you were in the service?
Yes.
Okay. Army?
Air Force.
You were in the Air Force. And when did you go in the Air Force?
February 1952.
Okay. And when were you discharged?
Well, I retired in September 1974. 21 years service.
What was your rank when you were discharged?
I was E8.
Okay. So this is obviously a career for you, wasn't it?
That was a career.
Okay. Now, are you from Southern County?
Yes, I am. I was born in New Boston. I'm an alley rat. I was born in the alley up there in New Boston. My father was a steel worker. He came from Olive Hill or Carter County, moved over here with 7 other brothers working at the steel mill, and I was born at home in an alley. I guess I had an apartment over in the garage, so I called myself an alley rat.
Is that house still there?
Yeah, it is. And I forgot the address. It's up on Pine Street someplace.
Okay, I know where Pine Street is. So you went in 50, when did you go in?
1952.
52. Okay. Where did you do your basic training?
Blackland Air Force Base.
Now that's in San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio.
Okay. Now after your basic, where did you go?
Went to Amarillo, Texas. I'm sorry, Wichita Falls.
Okay.
Wichita Falls.
Okay. And what did you do there?
A gunnery training school.
Okay. So what we would call in the Army AIT, Advanced Individual Training, but that was your advanced
technical school. We called it a technical school.
Okay.
That was the basics of that.
Okay. So you were in a gunnery school.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What do you do in gunnery school?
You fire guns on B-29s.
Was that it? That's what you did? Okay. Now, after you learned that, where did you go? What did you
Korea.
Mm-hmm. So that would be after the Korean War, though.
During.
Okay. And what happened then?
Well, I got over that. They had shot down so many B-29s that they quit flying them.
Mm-hmm.
So then I cross-trained into another career field and was there, and then came back to the States in 1953 or something, 54 or something like that, and came back to the States.
What did you cross-train to do?
When I came back, it was propulsion systems.
Getting involved in the jet
engines, right? I want to stay with aircraft.
Okay. Well, then what happened to you? You went to school for cross training in propulsion.
From Amarillo, Texas. Okay. From Amarillo, Texas, I went to Knoxville, Tennessee. At the McGee Tyson Air Force Base there in Knoxville, Tennessee. I was there from 1953 to This is going back 30 years ago, and I got a lot of senior moments here. To 1957.
Okay. And now, gradually, they're going to phase out the B-29, aren't they?
It was out. It was
already gone by then.
Yeah, I was already cross-trained.
To the B-52?
No, I was fighters. Fighters. Most of them was with the Air Defense Command at McGee Tyson in Knoxville, Tennessee.
All right.
From there, 57, I came to Lockwood Air Force Base. Stayed with
now, Lockwood is just up the road here.
Is now known as Rickenbacker.
Rickenbacker, near Columbus.
Way back in the old days, it was Lockwood. And let me see. Of course, Vicki and Jimmy were born when I was in Knoxville, Tennessee. The two children were down there. And then when I came up to Lockburn, I was with the Air Defense Command again. And then from there, in 1960, I went to Japan, Misawa Air Force Base, Japan.
What was the name of it again?
Misawa, Japan. Being there...
Is that near Tokyo? Or?
No, that's the northern part of the island, up across the bay from Hokkaido.
Did you like it over there?
Yes, I enjoyed it. I was there for 3 years. I had my families over there. I was an E5 at that time. I was able to take my wife, and there was when my daughter was born. She was born in Japan.
Yeah, now, is that the youngest?
That's the youngest girl.
Okay. So she's born in Japan.
So then came back, and came back from Misawa, right back to Lockwood Air Force Base. This is Rickenbacker now. I was lucky to get back to the same outfit I left. And then from there, I went to Plattsburgh Air Force Base.
Where is that?
At Plattsburgh, New York.
Plattsburgh,
up over the Canadian border. Up there. And
sounds isolated.
In the wintertime, yes. And in Plattsburgh, I was a SAC working on B-52. Okay. And also KC-97, flight engineer on that.
KC-97,
that's your prop. The old prop job.
Cargo plane, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this was a refueler. On that, it refueled they had B-47s when I first got up there, refueled that, and then they found that they changed over to B-52s, and they got rid of the KC propeller-driven aircraft to KC-135s. Is that the jet aircraft? Right, and that's equal to the same as a Boeing 707, which was one of the president's type of aircraft. Okay. Then in 1967, they called upon me to go to Vietnam. That's during the Vietnam War.
What do you mean when you say they called upon you?
They said, you're going. In fact, orders. Right. In fact, I was going so fast, it gave me 30 days to go. I had 3 days to clear the base. I had to go to a technical school for 30 days. At Plattsburgh, I had on my clearance papers red ball. Red ball meant no matter whatever place I went into, I went first in line, so they check me out, get me out of that press. So then, talk a little back. My son was born when I was at Rickenbacker. Okay, real quick back there. I forgot the year now. So I went to Vietnam. I was with the C-47.
Now, what did you do there? Why did they need you so quick?
I don't know. Evidently, they needed, at that time, I was a E7. And evidently, they needed a superintendent over there. And then, so I went over and I was on the AC-47 Dragon ships. That's Paphlamanzi's Dragon.
Right.
Have you ever heard of those?
Yes, I have. They had those Gatling guns on.
Right, 3 Gatling guns. My job there, I was superintendent of the propulsion branch, and also I was the flight engineer, or you might as well say the gun loader on the C-47.
So you flew in that?
Yeah.
Okay, you flew missions in that.
Okay. And
how fast do those guns shoot?
Well, it's been it's either 3,000 or 4,000 rounds a minute.
A minute.
Yeah. 3 or 4. You can lace a football field in 7 seconds. Okay. And then they were replaced by C-130, that bigger guns. But I rotated back to the States. And I did my year over there.
Where were you over there? What was the name?
Phuket Air Force Base.
Is that north or south?
Up in Central Highlands. We were, people would know, Quin Yon, Vietnam.
Okay, I see that.
On that. Phuket's here. Here's down south, down Saigon's here. And here's the demilitarized joint. I was up in the mountains, up in the Central Highlands.
I see. Okay. What did you find that duty like? Hell, you say? Okay.
The bad year I'm alive, like everybody else, I lost a lot of friends, I had one die in my arms at Phuket there for mortar attacks, and some I went to school were pretty well mangled, so it's pretty bad there.
And did you ever get back for what they call R&R to Hawaii, or
yes,
see your folks, to see your family?
You're right. I met my ex-wife for R&R. It was hard to climb back on that airplane to go back to Vietnam after 6 months. But it was hard to do. But because I had to leave her, I didn't want to go because of my duties I had there, so I went back.
Well, when did you get back to the United States then after Vietnam? 68 or
November of, I was during that time they had TED, 1960.
I was going to ask you if you're in the TED.
Yes, I was in the TED. They shot up the base pretty bad and the town. They really hit it hard during the TED. So I survived the TED offensive. And then in November '67, I rotated back to the States. They told us, that the guys coming back from Vietnam got their first choice. Bases, assignments. And of course the other guys were over in Thailand, these other places, that we were supposed to be priority over them. So I put in for Laughlin, I put in for Dayton, I put in for Indiana. And guess where I got?
Texas.
Minot, North Dakota. I said, where in the world is Minot, North Dakota?
So much for prestige.
Right. So I went up there. It's cold up there,
Did you have your family with you up there?
I took the family up there.
What did you do there?
I was the superintendent of the propulsion class. I went back into the single-seat jet fighters. We had the F-106s at that time, fighters. I went back into that. And then after that, I was selected. I getting close to. I forgot the year. I selected to go to Chanute Air Force Base.
Chanute is in
Illinois. Prior to that, they'd come down. I had top secret clearance at the time in my mind. They wanted me to go to Somalia over there, but only had about 3 years left on my tour. And it was nice duty. He didn't wear any suite or any uniforms. And it had been something nice. But I didn't feel like going past 21 years. So I refused that, and went through instructor training at Chanute Air Force Base in Rantoul, Illinois. I forgot what year. I was there for 3 years. After then I retired. I went through the instructor training. I took over, I was superintendent of the propulsion school there, where they trained all the jet mechanics that came through. And then I was, that time I was promoted on it. I was E7 at that time. I was promoted on it to E8, so they moved me on over to the management school over on the other side of the base. I went over there and took over a management school, teaching management and computer systems to the supervisors of the Air Force. These guys that came TDY at school, and we instructed them in the new computer systems. And then I retired in 1974.
74 is when you retired.
1974.
Well, you talked about being in the propulsion branch. What does that mean? What does that do? What do you do?
Propulsion, that's where they maintain the propulsion systems. You see the reciprocating engines with propellers on them, or the jet engines. You maintain them. In Minot, I had about 100 guys under my command, and they did disassemble the engines, repaired them, put them back together, and install them back in.
Okay. Do you have to go?
No, I
just got a few more things here.
No,
of course, you can talk as long as you want. We got a 2-hour tape here if you want.
Oh. Well, okay, now.
I've had some guys go long. Another fellow was 7 minutes, and that was it.
There's a lot I'm forgetting, but that's been a long time ago, and I've been in my new career now for 6 years.
How long?
26 years.
Well, I was going to ask you, is this what you hooked up with when you got out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? I really, the people always ask me, "What'd you do? What'd you do in Korea and in Vietnam?" I killed people. Mm-hmm. That was my job. Mm-hmm. And I said, now here I'm saving lives. It's just a complete turnaround here, and I'm saving lives.
And they don't have to ask you which you prefer, I assume. It's much more rewarding like that.
Right. Because this facility here, we provide rehabilitation and employment of the disabled and disadvantaged people here.
Mm-hmm. How many facilities are you over?
I have 4.
Okay.
4 facilities.
There's this one. There's the one on 9th Street, isn't it?
Right. We have the bookstore down there.
Where are the other 2 there?
I opened up one in Gallipolis, and one in Chester.
Okay.
I'm working on one in Pomeroy. See, we are autonomous. This Goodwill is autonomous, but I do have territory of assignment, and that means that we use the name Goodwill, and I'm assigned a certain territory. If you can see, it's in the red. My territory is in the red.
Okay.
There's 18 Goodwills, autonomous Goodwills in the state of Ohio.
I see.
And so this is my territory, and they're not allowed in my territory. I'm not allowed in theirs.
Where is the headquarters for Goodwill?
Right here.
No, I mean, you say there are 18 territories.
Mm-hmm. Autonomous.
We
are on our own. We do have support from the Goodwill Industries International in Washington, D.C.
Okay, that's what I meant, I guess.
Right, but they have no control. They just provide support. We use the name. They train all the training seminars and make sure we do it right.
Okay. So how are these other stores going?
They're great. I have 4 retail stores, and of course I have production facilities. A lot of people don't know that. They look at Goodwill and they think, it's just a secondhand store. It sells used clothing. Well, they never look behind the walls in these facilities. I have 30 employees.
In this facility?
No, I have 20 here, and then the rest are on out. And we run about 100 clients in here for training per month, just per month. Mm-hmm. All the training goes on the back. We use the clothing that you donate to us. Your shirt, your tie, like this. You'll donate to us, which is tax deductible to you. It comes to us, and our people will repair, do whatever is necessary. I have people in the back that do this. They're earning a wage. From there, the items come out to the store, and they're sold at our retail store. Well, the money from that sales that pays our wages. We're not for profit. So that means so anything you donate to us, donate your car to us.
Okay.
We just had one donated.
A car?
An automobile.
Oh. How often does that come along?
Down here about once every 2 years or something like that. Other Goodwills, they have lots full of them. People in big towns, It's a good tax break for us people. But see, my employees, our facilities earns 100% of the revenue. We're not supported by the government. We do not get any income tax. Our people are taxpayers.
Are you a United Way
recipient? We don't. Like I say,
so everything you have here, you generate here.
Right, and also we do contract work. I have people going down to the human services to clean the mats. for that. That provides a job for them. Also, we provide rehabilitation and work evaluation, work assessment. I have a case manager, person on, she's a case manager on these people. She evaluates them, and we try to train them in a marketable job.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's a broader scope of activity than I imagined. Right.
A lot of people don't know. They really don't know the Goodwill story. I've been trying, but now I'm going to retire.
Are you?
I'm going to take my second retirement.
Okay. Well, do you have somebody lined up then?
No, we just now got out into the advertisements into the paper and out to the Goodwill Network.
How are you going to open up any more stores in Area J? That's your area.
Yes. I'm looking. Well, of course, I'm on a hold right now until I get the new guy in, or new person, he or she, and that's one of my goals was to go in Greenup, Kentucky. That's in my territory.
Right.
And then looking at Pomeroy, Ohio, from Meigs County. And open up there and expand on it to there, so we can help the handicapped.
What are you going to do when you retire?
I really don't know. I guess travel. I've always been afraid of retirement because, what am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do? But people tell me I'm going to work harder.
Well, I think that's better than going home and laying down.
Yeah, that's why I never did want to do that.
Let me ask you just a couple more questions. Did you like the Air Force?
Yeah, I stayed in 21 years. I don't really.
Let me see here. Do you have anything else you want to tell me, though? Do you have any tattoos you want to talk about?
No.
Yeah, have you ever seen anybody famous? Any famous generals or presidents or things like that?
Raquel Welch, is she
Raquel Welch, yeah, she's Suriname.
Yeah, Bob Hope.
Did you see that, Bob? Yeah. Came over and put a show on.
Yeah.
What'd you do with your uniform?
I lost it somewhere. I still have I have a jacket left, but it doesn't fit. It must have shrunk.
It did. They shrink after about 30 years. Do you still have your ribbons?
Oh yeah.
Now, while you were at these places, you said you were in Vietnam and you were in other places, Korea. Did you ever bring home any mementos, souvenirs from these places?
I should back up to you. This is for posterity, right? I brought some back, but they were lost. I've been married 3 times.
Okay.
All right. My first wife with the kids, if they want to know it, was Lynn Phillips. I married her. So 2 kids by her.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and then I married Dolores Kempton. 2 kids by her. Okay. Then I married a Janine, Canadian, who's Janine Wall. Okay. And here I'm newlywed now. April 15th of last year, I got married at income tax day to Linda, she is a book writer, an author.
Linda who?
English.
Linda English.
Yeah, she was a Queenan when I married her.
She was a what?
Married name was Queenan.
Where's she from?
Toledo, but she was in West Milton. So that's where I met her there in
West Milton,
20 miles north of Dayton. All right. And like I say, she was a guest writer for the Dayton Daily News. Here she's right. We went to Taiwan here about a month ago.
Oh, really?
And she's writing articles for the Daily Times now. For that.
Oh, I see. Okay. Does she have a little byline or whatever you call it for the Daily Times, or is this?
She wrote 3 articles.
Okay.
She wrote 2 of them. One's appeared, and it's quite a lengthy article on Tai Tai.
Sounds interesting.
That's right. I should have it. I'm president of the Portsmouth Kiwanis Club.
Are you? Okay.
And also, so Kiwanis had a convention in Tai. So Linda and I and another person, his wife here, went to this convention, which we enjoyed immensely over there. Well, Goodwill International found out I was going there. They want me to be the Goodwill ambassador because there is a Goodwill there. And it's hard for communication between them. So I went over there. Also, one day I was an official visitor for Goodwill Industries. So I went to their facilities. They treated us like royalties Taipei. But the first day when we all landed there, it was a 12-hour flight from LA to there. I had a surprise. Goodwill people called me on the phone, checked in the hotel, usually you had jet lag and all that. And they said, would you like to go on a tour? Oh boy, this is really quite an honor because the other guys, the other people, there was 9,000 of us in Taipei. Wow. So I felt myself fortunate, so they took us out. And then I attended all the functions for the Kiwanis. On the last day, the director, who was much equal to me, came and picked us up to the hotel. Our airplane didn't leave that night. And he took us on a tour of 3 of their hotels, and this was one of their things they presented to me.
Oh, I see.
They did silk screening. It says, Mr. James R. Greenhill, welcome to Taiwan. That's great.
That's wonderful.
And every classroom, they had classrooms set up over there, too, to train that are disabled. And we walk in, they just clap, and they really made me feel like a king. And then we met a Dr. Kung, who is the chairman of the board of Goodwill. He's a retired major general from the ROC, Republic of China. And he took us out to lunch in one of the most fabulous hotels there was. And he presented us with these gifts. I don't have them here. And so we really enjoyed ourselves.
They treated you like a king and queen.
Oh, yeah. So we're in contact with them now.
Okay.
Great.
Well, Jim, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I was trying to think something would help my. Now I'm thinking, what would help my great grandfather, who was George Greenhill, came here in 1826 at 12 years old. And he settled in Carter County, Kentucky. So they want to trace back that far. I haven't been able to trace any farther back on him into England. But there's a bunch of Greenhills. Greenhill's not a common name, but there's still a bunch of Greenhills in Canada. And I have been emailing Greenhill in England.
Have you? Yeah. Have you determined that you and this person are related?
The only way is by, what did I want to say, insinuation or something. The name Greenhill. It's not very common. So I'm sure our DNA somewhere would match up.
Okay.
Because there's only about 4,000 Greenhills in the United States.
Really? It's really not many, is it?
No, not compared to the Smiths and the Jones.
Oh, yeah.
The McHenrys.
I don't know how many there are. Yeah. Well, listen, thanks a lot. I appreciate you letting me come in here and invade your privacy.
Well, you really have my old years going in my head there, thinking, way back.
What's this?
I know you're going that far back.
Well, it just occurred to me that people who want to see this, and it has been a fact that people are interested in genealogy. When they go down, they see this, they're interested. I've had people go down and watch, that sort of thing. So I appreciate your letting me do this. It'll be on the shelf at the public library. I think I've got enough room here for maybe a couple more.
The other one I liked was the Kentucky Colonel.
Okay.
I'm also a Kentucky Colonel, so they can look me up at Kentucky Colonel.
How long have you been a Kentucky Colonel?
Last year somewhere, sometime. I thought there was a date on it.
What does that mean when you're a Kentucky Colonel?
Well, I was selected to join this, the elite group of the Kentucky Colonels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an honor from the governor of the state of Kentucky. Somebody has submitted me and my resume.
Do you get a free mint julep at the Kentucky Derby or what?
I guess you do. You're right.
You're kidding, really?
No, that's right. We do it. They do set up a tent there for all the Kentucky Colonels.
Mm-hmm.
And
That fan, that's where there you are. That's the dragon on the fan. That's where you got in Type A, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Green map.
What map is it?
A lot of speeches I gave. They got
the Vietnam map.
The employees gave me some plaques.
Okay. Are you going to miss this place when you retire?
Well, you know I will. Yeah, I started.
Did you?
When I came here,
sure, go ahead.
When I came here and started working here, I came in as operations director to help a guy out. And at that time, this place was a training base for the executive directors. And we also were a satellite of Columbus, division of Columbus, Central Ohio. But they decided not to make it a training base, so they appointed me so there'd be continuity here as the executive director. And I was, a couple months later, I was called to Columbus, Ohio. All of us, we were Newark, Chillicothe, Marion, and Portsmouth were satellites under Columbus. So they called the phone in a room like this, sat down, they said, either go autonomous or shut down. What?
Whoa.
Said yes, and we've been subsidizing you too much. You're subsidizing, and you're not making it. So I came back and I approached the board of directors. I said, I know we can make it. And I said, let's don't shut down. Let's don't shut this down. They took care of all the bills and all the money in Columbus at the time. But now when we went autonomous, what happened? We had started in the facility at 9th Street down there. That was our first facility. And we started out with zero money. We had no money. And I inherited a mortgage. So then we changed our name. Everybody was fired from Central Ohio, and then I had to retire them from Southern Ohio. So at that time, I became the oldest employee. The executive director had number one on the payroll.
Okay.
Number one, so that made me the seniority on that. And so we went out on our own, and my goal was to get out of that substandard building upstairs and get a new building. So in 1981, we located the old AMP building, and we purchased it. I paid the mortgage off down there, and we purchased this one. And from then, we just expanded on up to the other.
That's great. You really have done well then.
Yes, and in 26 years, I really had to pat on back there. Of course, we started out with nothing. And
now you have 4 stores.
And we only had 15 employees started with. We're up to 30, and our clients are up, and we got these facilities looking better. So.
Okay. Great.
That's why I'm gray-headed, Don.
It would cause a few gray hairs, I bet.
But I've enjoyed it, because I believed in what I was doing.
Yeah. Okay,
I was helping the disabled.
Who's on your board of directors?
Right now? Dan Brown, Tony Sherman, Red Bennett, Gary Grimsall, June Jewett, Clay Walker, I'm drawing some senior moments now. Herman Mayo, Gene Spurlock.
It's a big board.
Yes, they're all volunteers.
Well, unless you have something else you want to add, let me ask you one more thing. Have you ever kept up with any of your friends that you made in the service?
Yes, I'm in contact now with one in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
We're in fact, we'll probably get together this year.
Okay.
As far as outfit, no, but this is one guy that we were real close together in Vietnam.
Were you?
And,
thanks a lot, Jim. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for coming by and listen to me rattle on.
Well, okay, that's all right. I enjoyed it. I'm going to shut us down now. Off there, you told me something that was kind of interesting. Jim, you are the commander of what post?
I'm the commander of the American Legion James Dickey Post 23.
Okay.
And our purpose is veterans serving the veterans. And we have our post. We have a funeral detail that conducts burial ceremonies, And we have a collar guard, right? Like tonight, I'll be going. Most of us, the collar guard will go and present the collars at the Portsmouth High School game.
Mm-hmm.
And we have about 1,300 members, and we're always looking for members.
Mm-hmm.
And because the World War II people are slowly fading away.
Mm-hmm.
And we want some new members. We hope, to keep it going if we can increase the membership.
You mentioned something about looking for Normandy.
I lost my train of thought. Right now, for Veterans Day this year, we will be having a ceremony at Tracy Park.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking for veterans that we're going to honor the people that were in the Normandy invasion.
I've got a name for you right now. Maybe you know him, maybe you don't. Ray Mullen.
I don't know him, but I want you to have in contact.
South Webster. He's in the book. Raymond O. Mullen. Mullen. He landed at Normandy. He landed at Normandy.
Okay, I'm not sure. Because, we want to honor these guys.
He's a heck of a nice guy.
Raymond Mullen?
Raymond Mullen, Mullen, South Webster man. And he was one of my early interviews, and had a good story.
Great.
Very good story.
I'll certainly call him. We want to make sure these guys get their just.
Right.
The honors that
they deserve. Okay, I'm going to shut us down again.